I gave myself 24 hours to land 10 new clients for my real estate photography business. Just hustle, no warm leads, just me doing outreach, trying to add revenue to my business. Here's exactly what happened. Our guys are really good. But here's the deal about outreach, especially to cold prospects. They probably don't know who you are, especially if you're just starting an outreach. So what you want to do is come up with an actual offer that resonates with your prospects. And so what I run as an offer is a free shoot. Now, that comes with some caveats. There are actually 3 offers you can run. You want to have all of them loaded in your back pocket, meaning you can offer a free shoot, you can also offer a free social media reel, and you can also offer $100 off. Those are the 3 that have usually worked the best for us in our business, and each one of them will resonate with a different type of agent. And so what I wanted to see is if it was even possible to get 10 people to say yes to me in 24 hours. But to make it even harder, I wanted to try and land all 10 clients in a single day, meaning 10 shoots in a day. And so what that means is a whole bunch of outreach. And when I talk about the 3 outreach channels, you got email, you have texting or calling, and you have DMing people. And so those are sort of the routes that I wanted to take, and I wanted to prove and show the best ways to go about each outreach channel. And so here's what my plan was. Essentially, I was going to use email to do some brand exposure. Meaning I was going to use email and track who was opening the emails I was sending out to the clients. But I wanted to target clients that, 1, I have never worked with before, and 2, clients that actually do a lot of listings. The reason I wanted to target people who actually did a lot of listings is because there's a higher likelihood that they would have a listing for me to shoot. Once I tracked who was opening those emails and maybe responding and things along those lines, that gave me the go-ahead that they were no longer a cold lead. They at least read something from me, and now I could retarget them through another outreach channel. Now, when it comes to actually sending a text or a DM, right? There are certain types that you can send out, but our ace in the hole was that we're not just going to send one message. We're going to send a video message or a photo of us mixed with an offer. And so it's really important to understand that when you are doing outreach, what you're trying to do is get people to respond to you and or take the next step. And so that was our game plan. If they heard from us through email and then we simultaneously followed up with them through another outreach channel, showing our face and introducing ourselves with some sort of offer, that increased the likelihood that they were probably going to respond to us. The other thing I had to worry about was actually booking them on the same day, which is just a challenge that I added for myself just to try and make this video even cooler. But I had to make sure that I spaced out the shoots with enough time to be able to go on and do the next one. And so what I did was I used 2 photographers to do this, 5 on each photographer. And so usually, just like a little side note, when you are booking your photographers to go out and do shoots, no more than like 4 a day, or else they'll start to get burnt out. We do about 5 a day, but our guys are really good. And so after we started our initial outreach through our emails and people started opening them, and then we started to follow up with them and retarget them, what you really have to make sure is that you're building a relationship with these clients. Meaning, if they don't have a listing right now, you're not going to magically give them one, right? And so, yes, I'm trying to do a challenge 10 in one day, but essentially I don't want to lose that client forever. And so just know when you are doing outreach, there is always an opportunity in the future for them to work with you when they do have a listing. And that's why I always say when you're doing outreach, it's always going to be a positive note at the end if you change your perspective on what's supposed to happen when you send that initial message. And so now I want to break down exactly what we send out to clients to get them to engage with us. The first thing is when you go back to the emails, we do not send billboard emails, okay? We send text-based emails that look as though we sent them from ourselves to them, one-to-one, right? Even if you automate the outreach, you still want it to seem personal. Building personal relationships gives you a leg up in the local business, local service-based business. What we do is that initial email that we send includes their first name and includes our name. It looks as though we're typing up the message from our couch and introducing ourselves as the owner of a company to another owner of a company or a real estate agent. From there, when we're following up through a text or a DM, we'll say something along the lines of, "Hey, first name, I've sent you a few emails. I would love to work with you in the future. I'm not sure if you want that XYZ offer, but I wanted to follow up through text and see if you're interested. Let me know." And so that is like the goldmine message that we send people because we're referencing something that they did in the past, an action they took in the past. We're also opening up the door for a conversation. When you are sending that initial message, you want to show a picture of your face. Now that seems a little silly and goofy, but what it does is it's almost like a shock value. Like, this guy just sent me a selfie, but it does increase the response rate. And so what happens if someone does respond to you, but they don't have a listing immediately? Like I said, that's not a big deal. If anything, that's a huge perk. And what you want to do is try and set up another call at another time where they're less busy, where they potentially have a listing in the future. If they say no to a call, then just say, all right, can you save my information? I'll follow up with you. If you ever get crazy and maybe want to switch from your photographer or work with us for the first time, I'm always here waiting for you. Can I send you over an email or a text? Have a conversation with them. Always have another thing that you can send them or another action for them to take, so you are the first person that they think of when they do have a listing. All right, now let's dive into the numbers. I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. Using this process that I've explained in this video, I did end up booking 10 shoots in a single day. Except in terms of it being 24 hours, your time horizon is going to have to change. So yes, did I land 10 clients? 100%. Did I do it in 24 hours? No, that's next to impossible when you're doing this type of outreach. That being said, I actually landed more than 10 clients. This process I explained in this video is what we have done to grow our company to tens of thousands of dollars a month in revenue. And so instead of landing 10 clients in 24 hours, I've landed over 1,000 clients doing this every single day. So this doesn't just work in my market. This works in multiple markets. I've had companies in multiple cities. I've worked with companies all across the country. This is exactly what they do. And so those 10 clients, I think I made about $2,000 that day, but that was after months of doing outreach. And now my company is doing $1,000 to $2,000 days every single day. But if you're just getting started out, just doing the outreach alone is one step closer to your end goal. And that was the point of this whole video. Anyways, if you liked the video, if you like this content, please comment, please subscribe to the channel. We also have a community for real estate photographers. The link is in the description. It is the biggest real estate photography community in the entire country. I hope to see you in there. If not, I'll see you on the next video.